about relative pronouns. Relative pronouns. It is English grammar class. Okay, unit number 6, my dear children. What are relative pronouns? Okay, first tell me what are pronouns. Pronoun is a word which is used to observe or specify the noun. For example, Sita is a smart girl. She is very intelligent. Yes, Sita is a smart girl. Sita, we are talking about Sita. Okay, Sita is a noun, name of a person. Okay, she is very intelligent. Again, we are talking about Sita. Right? She is a pronoun. Okay, so in that same sense, he, she, it, I, we, you, these words comes under pronouns. Okay, so today we will learn about relative pronouns, my dear children. What are relative pronouns? Why do we use them? Okay, see here, I have written few sentences here. By observing these examples, you will come to know the usage of relative pronouns. Hence, I will show you the rules and how to use the relative pronouns in our daily life also. Okay, two different sentences. I met Mohan. Mohan had just returned. Okay. There are two different sentences. We have joined two different sentences with one relative pronoun. Yes. This is I met Mohan. I met Mohan. Okay. Mohan had just returned. We don't need to write Mohan again. When we are adding a relative pronoun. Mohan is already mentioned here. Okay. Who had just returned? Who had just returned? Sometimes these relative pronouns works as conjunctions also, or we call them as linkers also. Okay, so they are directly related to the noun before. Okay, what is the noun here? Mohan is the noun here. Okay, so here I met Mohan. Mohan had just returned. The two different sentences are joined using one relative pronoun. I met Mohan who had just returned. Here, I have found the pen. I had lost the pen. I have found the pen is the one sentence. I had lost the pen is another sentence. Okay, so I have found the pen which I had lost. Again, pen not needed to add. The pen is already mentioned. This which is talking about this pen. This who is talking about this person, Mohan. Okay. Here is the book. You lent me the book. Okay. Here is the book that you lent me. Right? These words which are in the box are relative pronouns which speaks the before noun. Okay, which speaks about the exactly before noun. So, I hope you have understood this. This is relative pronoun. Okay, relative, the word itself tells us it is related to something else. Okay, the word or the pronoun is related to another noun or something else. Okay, so these words comes under relative pronouns and they are also called as conjunctions or linkers, my dear friends. Okay, now we will see how to use them and what are the rules to use the relative pronouns. As you can see the table here, it is the table of using the relative pronouns, my dear friends. How we are using relative pronouns? For person, for things, for animals. Okay. For persons, when they are in subject, we have to use who. Whereas the things, we have to use which, I, that. For objects, we have to use whom, I, which, I, that. For possessive case, in the possessive case of the pronoun, we have to use whose, I, whose, of, which. In for things and the animals. Okay, these are the rules of using the relative pronouns at the case of object, subject, object and possessive case. Okay. So yes, my dear students, let us come towards the rules of using relative pronouns. Who, whom, whose is used with person, which, things, without, life and non-living things and animals, which is used with among all these things, means the non-living things or the things without life or animals, we can use which. That is used particularly in the place of who, whom and whose. Okay, that can be used. I will show you the examples here. Observe properly. The red pen marks are the changed ones. Okay, so let us see the examples now.
So here are the rules for the use of relative pronouns, my dear students. As if the first rule, as a general rule, who, whom and whose are used with the persons only. See the examples. The man who robbed yours has been arrested. She is the girl whom he wants to marry. The film is about man whose wife betrays him. Okay, in all these three cases there is a person. So, who, whom and whose is always used with the persons. Coming to the second rule, which is used for things without life, and for the animals it is used in some selective cases and restricted sense, very less restricted movements also. So, see the examples. The moment which is lost forever. It is a restricted movement. Okay, we have used which here. The horse which I recently bought is an Arab in the sense it is an Arabian horse. The car which I hired broke down. The car which I hired was broke down. Yes, these are used only for the non-living things, for some moments or for some animals, which is used always with these three cases only. Okay, coming to the third one, that is often used with or used for to whom, who and which. For example, this is the boy who I told you of, or that I told you of. Both you can write. I know that the house which he lives in, that he lives in. The girls whom he employed were not honest. The girls that he employed were not honest. Always that can be used in all the three cases. Who, whom and which in the exchange part. Okay, my dear students. So this was the rules of using relative pronouns, how to use them in a very proper sense. Now coming towards the combining of these sentences by the usage of relative pronouns. How to combine two particular different sentences with the help of these relative pronouns. See, the first one is who. In the place of subject we have to use who. See the first two statements. I know the man has been to Iceland. Yes, I know the man is common, you have to keep as it is. And instead of the second statement subject, the man, you have to replace it with who. So all the rest of the part of the statement will be same. Has been to Ireland. Okay, this is how we have to use the who when we are combining the sentences. Coming to the second example, here is the doctor cured me of malaria. Yes, here is the doctor as it is the first sentence, and the second sentence, the main subject, the doctor, is replaced with who, cured me of malaria as it is. So the last sentence will be, here is the doctor who cured me of malaria. This is the first type. Coming to the second type, the thief stole the watch. The thief was punished. The thief who stole the watch was punished. One subject is replaced here. The first sentence subject is replaced with who. Okay. Coming to the second example, he does his best. He should be praised. He who does his best should be praised. Okay, the first subject is removed and added with the who, my dear children. So this is the rule of using who while combining the sentence. Now coming to the second one, who or whom in the place of the object. Note, they have given a note here. The object from of who is whom, but this is considered very formal in spoken English. We normally use who or that in the place of whom. We should use whom only when the preposition is placed before it. Okay, in last sessions we already learnt about interrogatives, right? There we have learned that whom is always used with spoken English only. So here also the same case, when there is a preposition then only we have to use the whom. So let us see the examples here. The man is deaf. You spoke to the man. Okay, the man is deaf. The man who you spoke to is deaf. Okay, in other case, the man to whom you spoke is deaf. You can see the difference. In the first sentence, who and to are separately written, but in the another sentence, to whom is at a time. The prepositions comes before whom. Okay, same as the second example, the boy blows very well. You see him there. The boy whom you see there blows very well. Whom is very formal in spoken English only. Who should be used in the written language, my dear children. Okay, this is how whom is replaced as object with the who. So, while we are using whom, we have to keep in mind that it should be in very common sense and it should be only in the spoken English sense, children. Okay. So now coming to the third case, children, that which in place of a subject, that and which can be used in place of the subject. We can use that or which for the things without life or for animals, as I said you before. Which is the more formal? Study the following examples carefully. Type 1. They have given again the two sentences. You have to join them. I have lost the pen. The pen was gift from my uncle. I have lost the pen. That was a gift from my uncle, or which was the gift from my uncle. You can use any one. Okay, not the both. Coming to the second sentence, we have a dog. It watches our house at night. We have a dog that watches our house at night, or which watches our house at night. Coming to the second type, the train has arrived. The train goes to Delhi. The train has arrived, which goes to Delhi, or that goes to Delhi. Okay, the train which goes to Delhi has arrived. The train that goes to Delhi has arrived. Both are same. Don't worry. Okay. Coming to the second example, the shop is for sale. The shop on the roadside. The shop which is on the roadside is for sale. The shop that is on the roadside is for sale. Both means the same, my dear students. So while you are using that or which, so keep in mind that you have to use only one, either that or which. You can't use both. Okay. Yes. Now coming to the object part. We learnt before the subject part of that or which. Now we are going to move on object part. We can use that or which as an object, but if there is a preposition placed before the object, we can use only which. Okay, when there is a preposition you have to use which, or else you can use for objects that or which, both. Okay, this is the object part. So let us see some examples of these also, my dear students. Okay, here Example 1. I have found the pen. I had lost the pen. I have found the pen that I had lost, which I had lost. Okay, here anyone you can use. Same in the sense, the house is for sale. I used to live in it. The house in which I used to live is for sale. The house that I used to live in is for sale. In is the preposition. When it comes before the pronoun, you have to use which. When it comes after some gap, then you have to use that. You can see very clearly in this example. We can't say that in the house in that I used to live is for sale. You can't say this. This will be wrong, my dear children. Okay, coming to the fifth part, last part or last rule. Whose or of which is in the possessive sense. Possessive sense means coming very personally. Okay, whose is used for persons, of which is used for things. Okay, whose comes to usage of person and which with the preposition of is used for things. For example, the boy's bicycle broke down. The boy walked to school. The boy whose bicycle broke down walked to school. Yes, whose is related to that particular boy. Okay, the team has won. I am the member of the team. The team of which I am the member has won. Here they are talking about not only a single person but the team. The team belongs to the thing. Okay, the name of particular group. So here it comes to the things part. It not comes to the persons part. So this is the rules or the formation of the sentences with relative pronouns. This is very important, my dear children. So keep in mind and observe properly. If you have not understood once, watch the video again and start to understand it. Before that, I have explained on the board also, and with the examples you can clearly understand all these things. Okay, I hope you have no doubt here.